Have you ever noticed a horse walk straight past three other people in the barn just to rest its head on your shoulder? No treat in your hand. No reason you can point to. It just chose you. Welcome back to Horse House. If this is your first time here, consider tapping that subscribe button. It genuinely helps this channel keep going. And if you find this topic as fascinating as I do, a quick like tells me you want more videos like it. Alright, let's get into it. I used to think a horse choosing me was just luck. Ironic, but after years of working around horses, mucking stalls before sunrise, training green colts that had never worn a halter, and sitting quietly in a field just to earn a horse's trust, I learned something that changed the way I see these animals forever. And stick with me until the end, because I'm going to show you a real study where scientists proved horses don't just recognize your face. They actually remember how you made them feel, sometimes hours later, from nothing more than a photograph. It's one of the strangest pieces of animal research I've ever come across, and it explains a lot about why some horses bond with certain people almost instantly and reject others just as fast. Horses don't pick their favorite person by accident, and they definitely don't pick based on who gives the most treats. There's a quiet, almost invisible process happening every single time a horse is near you, and researchers have actually been able to measure it. Today, I want to walk you through exactly how that process works, backed by real research, and I'll share a few moments from my own time working with horses that I think will make all of this a lot more real for you. Section 1. The silent language. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Horses are prey animals. For millions of years, their survival depended on reading danger before danger read them. That means horses developed something we humans mostly lost: an incredible ability to read body language, breathing patterns, muscle tension, even the rhythm of your heartbeat. This isn't just something trainers believe. In 2016, researchers at the University of Sussex published a study showing that horses can actually tell the difference between a happy human face and an angry one, just from a photograph, with no other context at all. Even stranger, when the horses looked at the angry face, they turned their heads to view it with their left eye, which connects to the right side of the brain, the hemisphere that processes threat. Their heart rates went up too. A horse was reading a picture of a stranger's face and physically reacting to it, the same way it would react to a real threat in the wild. So when a horse is near you, it's not listening to your words. It's reading your nervous system. Are your shoulders tight? Is your breathing shallow and fast? Are you moving in short, unpredictable bursts? A horse notices all of that in seconds, long before you've said a single word. I remember a mare named Bella, back when I was working at a rehabilitation stable. She had been mishandled before she arrived, and she trusted almost no one. People would walk up to her stall talking softly, using every gentle word they knew, and she'd still pin her ears back. But one day, an older man came by. He didn't say anything. He just stood there, breathing slow, completely relaxed, not even looking directly at her. Within 2 minutes, Bella walked over and touched his hand with her nose. That wasn't magic. That was Bella reading his calm nervous system and deciding in her own language that he was safe. Section 2. The test. This is something most people don't expect. Horses actually test people before they decide to trust them. It's not conscious manipulation the way we might think of it in humans. It's instinct. A horse needs to know, if something goes wrong, will this person panic or will they stay steady? You'll often see this test in small, almost silly ways. A horse might nudge you a little harder than normal. It might step into your space to see if you back away or hold your ground. It might act up slightly when you first arrive, just to see how you respond. I learned this the hard way with a young gelding I was training named Diesel. In our first few sessions, he'd shove his shoulder into me every time I tried to lead him. My first instinct was to get frustrated, but an old trainer I worked under told me something I never forgot. He said, "Look, he's not testing your patience. He's testing your leadership. Show him you're steady and he'll stop needing to ask." So instead of reacting with tension, I stayed calm, repositioned him firmly, but without anger, and kept going. Within a week, Diesel stopped testing me altogether. He'd already gotten his answer. Section 3. It's not about who feeds them. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. The person who brings the most treats is often not the horse's favorite. I've seen this over and over. Someone comes in, hands full of carrots, talking in a high, excited voice, and the horse takes the treat, then walks away completely uninterested in that person. Meanwhile, the quiet person who mucks the stall every morning, who moves slowly, who doesn't demand attention, ends up being the one the horse follows around the paddock. Horses value consistency and predictability far more than short bursts of excitement. In the wild, herd bonds are built on routine, on knowing exactly what to expect from another member of the herd. When you show up the same way, day after day, calm, steady, reliable, you're speaking the exact language horses use to build trust within their own herd. There's actual biology behind this. A study on human-horse interactions measured oxytocin, the hormone tied to social bonding, in horses' blood before and after calm interactions with people. The horse's oxytocin levels rose significantly after simply standing near a calm human or being gently rubbed on the neck. No treats involved at all. Meanwhile, their stress hormone, cortisol, didn't spike. In plain terms, calm, quiet presence alone is enough to biologically shift a horse toward trust. That excited person waving a carrot around isn't triggering that same bonding response nearly as effectively. Section 4. The signs. A horse has chosen you. So how do you actually know when a horse has picked you as their person? There are a few signals that, once you learn to notice them, you'll never miss again. The first is the soft eye. A horse that trusts you will often half close its eyes when you're near, sometimes even letting its lower lip go loose and relaxed. That's the horse version of a deep exhale. The second is following without being asked. If you walk across a paddock and a horse turns to follow you, not because you're holding food, that's a strong sign of attachment. The third, and maybe the most touching one, is when a horse rests its head on you or leans its body weight gently against yours. In the wild, a horse would never let its guard down like that around a predator. Doing that with you means it has mentally placed you in the category of herd, not threat. I had a horse named Sundance who used to do this every single evening. I'd be finishing up chores, and he'd just quietly walk over, drop his head, and press it against my chest. No noise, no request, just presence. It took me months to earn that from him, and I still think about it to this day. Section 5. Why this matters. Now, remember that study I promised you at the start? Here it is, and I still think it's one of the wildest things I've ever read about horse cognition. In 2018, researchers from the universities of Sussex and Portsmouth ran an experiment where horses were briefly shown a photograph of a person making either an angry or a happy face. Hours later, that same person came back in real life, but this time with a completely neutral, emotionless expression. The horses still reacted to them based on the expression they'd seen earlier in the photo. If the photo showed anger, the horses were more wary of that same person later, even though, in person, that individual wasn't showing any negative emotion at all. Think about what that means. A horse doesn't just react to how you look right now. It's building a running emotional file on you based on your past expressions, and it pulls from that file the next time it sees you. That's not a simple reflex. That's a form of social memory most people don't even realize horses are capable of. So understanding all of this changes the way you should approach any horse. It's not about forcing affection, and it's definitely not about bribing your way into trust. It's about becoming the kind of presence a prey animal instinctively files away as safe. Steady energy, predictable actions, patience without needing anything back. If you're someone who spends time around horses, whether you own one, ride one, or just visit a barn on weekends, know this. Every single interaction is either building trust or slowly wearing it down. Horses are always watching, always reading, always remembering. And when a horse finally chooses you as their person, it's not because you gave them the most snacks. It's because somewhere along the way, without even realizing it, you proved to them again and again that you were safe. If you've ever had a horse choose you like this, I genuinely love to hear about it. Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video helped you understand your own horse a little better, make sure you're subscribed to Horse House, because I've got a lot more of these stories and research breakdowns coming. I'm Luck, and I'll see you in the next one.